Hey everybody, Chad with Nobody Else's Auto. Tonight, gonna bring some more new inventory and kind of a special one for some new inventory. These cars are really tough to find. You don't see them very much anymore. Of course, you never saw a lot of them to begin with. And came into a deal where I managed to pick this one up. It's definitely a little rough around the edges, but it is what it is. It's a real 86 Grand National. These Buick Grand Nationals in their day, I mean, they were one of the fastest things on the street. They were faster than new Corvettes even. With a turbo V6 that Buick developed for these cars when they started intercooling them in 86 and then in 87. Then of course, the last big bang in 87 and a half was the GNX, the 547 copies of those they built. But in 86 and 87, the Grand National was kind of the king of the street. So they were a super cool car, only being a V6, but turbos in today's world are so common, everybody uses them. Back then, it was something kind of different. Buick came out with it in 1978, actually, on a 231 V6, and it was carbureted, believe it or not. In 1978, you could get a turbo Regal with a 4-barrel 231 V6 turbo. You could get it in a LeSabre, and you could also get it in a Century. So that 78, 79 era was when they first, 78 was the first year, 79 was kind of the same car, but it was really, really, you know, antiquated technology by today. But in 78, that was a big deal. I think Porsche was the only other major car manufacturer really playing with turbos. So when that came out in 78, it was kind of a shock. I mean, Buick was not known as a performance car by then. You know, the GSX and the GSs were already done. And, you know, throughout the mid-70s, Buick was never known as a performance brand. But in 78, when they started playing with turbos and they came back out on the Regals, then they kind of started gaining momentum, and then they got fuel injection with the turbos, and then in 86, they intercooled the fuel injected turbo, and we got the Grand National. So kind of a cool story how that came about. And, you know, at a time when we look at it from today's standpoint, when turbos are so common, they use them on almost everything. When you go back to 1978, turbo was almost just weird, almost alien at the time on a regular car. So let's take a quick look at this Grand National we've got here. This car's been sitting for a long time, and it is rough. However, after I got to looking the car over, after I got it in, it's not near as bad as I originally thought. The car realistically is pretty straight. It's not beat up, it's not crashed anywhere. The rust in the car is very minimal. We've got a little bit down here in the rear quarter that I can see, but overall, just not a ton of rust in this car at all. You know, the bumper fillers are all gone, but, you know, the spoiler's still here. You know, the car is really pretty straight. The roof and everything, roof line's all clean and not beat up. You know, obviously the wheels are missing. The correct wheels are gone. But even when we look down this side of the car, kind of the same thing. It's not beat up, it's not tore up. You know, the corners over here look pretty good. The rockers look good. Underneath, on I unloaded the car, I looked at it, it looks good underneath. And like I said, just you don't find these cars anymore. So some of the badges are missing, some of them are just falling off, and I've got them. But the front's good, the header panel's not smacked, the grill's not broke, the bumper's not smashed in. A couple dents in the turbo hood, but nothing serious at all. So I actually was happy with the car after I got it home. It was a little better than I thought. We take a look inside this thing, and other than being weathered, it's just what it's supposed to be. It's got the correct seats, console, shifter, steering wheel, power windows, power locks. Somebody did put an aftermarket radio in it, but it's got the Grand National plaque on the dash. The original seats are still there with the Turbo 6 emblem. This car is not running. I don't know when the last time it did run, but it's been sitting for quite a while. But let's take a look under the hood while we're here. Maybe. And once again, for the most part, it is still there. The turbo cover is inside the car, so we do still have that. And it just has not been disassembled, molested, torn apart, and really was, like I said, a better car than what I thought it was going to be. So, you know, it's kind of borderline as to whether or not it's a builder in today's standards, but these cars are so hard to find, the car is so complete, that I think it may have potential to be built someday, or regardless, it's in such good shape, it's got a ton of good pieces for somebody else who does need one. I mean, it's got the original rear end in it, which is almost impossible to find. So there's a lot of really good things about this car. So I'm gonna make some holes in a building, make some room, get it inside so it's out of the weather and doesn't deteriorate anymore, and get it put away so we at least retain what's here in case somebody does want to build it sometime. But still, like I said, these cars are so hard to find. You don't find real Grand Nationals that often anymore. There's still some out there, but just stumbling onto one, it doesn't happen very often. So that's what we've got for you tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. The G bodies are getting super popular. This was a really cool one. Definitely wanted to bring it to you. If you're on Facebook, please share the video with your friends. Invite them to like the page. Have them come over so they can hang out with us. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. Check out my other car-related videos. That's all I know, so that's really about all I can talk about is car stuff. So that's about all we do on there. So invite your friends to come hang out with us. If you do have specific questions about vehicles or parts, be sure to give me a call, 620-786-4428. We've got to have that short conversation so I know exactly what you're building, what you want your build to be when it's done, and what you're looking for. So give me a call on any of that stuff. Let me know what you need. We'll see if we can help you out. We've got a pretty wide selection of things here to that we can grab parts off of for your project. So thanks for watching, everybody. Glad you took a few minutes out of your evening to hang out with us, and hope to see you soon. Thanks for watching.